Come on down. You're the next contestant on Price is Right Wrestling. And tonight, what a show we have for you. Toxic attraction all over the place, all over your face, and all up in your face. The best kind of attraction. Kaylee Ray and Sarray have Sarray, Sarah, whatever will be, will be. It will not be a win for Sarray. Boa has strange face paint on his, face for some reason. And the complete desecration of Kushida's character. I don't understand what they're doing, but let's get on with it. I'm John Rentham with my review of WWE NXT 2.0. Yes, the kaleidoscopic craziness that is Vince McMahon's idea of what NXT should be, even though they say that Vince McMahon has no influence over NXT, but my fucking goodness, if he doesn't, some of his stooges do, because this is a pendulum show. There's some good stuff on NXT. I'm going to praise some of the stuff on NXT 2.0. And there were a few things I didn't like. There was one particular thing that I absolutely hated that pretty much took me out of the goddamn show. It's disappointing. Let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. But in 3 weeks, we get War Games! Great. So we're getting War Games just hodgepodge and thrown together with a bunch of people that probably aren't ready for War Games. So yeah, we have Toxic Attraction starting off. A very toxic start. It's so toxic, come slipping under. Drink all the poison. I don't remember all the lyrics to Britney Spears' Toxic. Might as well have some jokes here because half this show is a goddamn joke. I want to make it clear, by the way, that I have enjoyed some aspects of NXT 2.0, but I've also hated some of it. And there are some things that make me wonder if creative is just trying to drive away fans of the old NXT. You know, the one that was all black and gold and badly lit, and now they just decide to throw all the colors of the wind and then more colors, and humans have to beat them together with a bunch of characters that might work, but they're just throwing out so much goddamn shit. It's gotten to the point where instead of work rate, which is fine, you can have a mixture of characters and whatever, but no, you're just going to have this. You're going to have endless amounts of this and stuff thrown in for no reason, no explanation. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why some of this stuff is going on. I don't quite frankly care. But anyway, Toxic Attraction. So, Mandy Rose, Gigi Dolan, and Jane Wayne, JC, actually, just JC Jane. My fucking goodness, JC Jane looks really good. And I'm just going to say right now, Toxic Attraction, pretty much one of the best things in all honesty on WWE programming. I'm talking NXT, I'm talking NXT UK, and Raw and SmackDown. Seriously, while I admit that they're not the greatest faction ever, they're definitely one of the highlights because they look like stars, they carry themselves like stars, and they are presented like stars. And imagine that. You actually feature people properly, play to their strengths, hide their weaknesses, like the fact that as much as I love Gigi and JC has easily become one of my favorites, and Mandy has improved just as far as her promos and everything in her presentation. Mandy is clearly the star of the group. Gigi, for all her talents in the ring, she is still new to a bigger stage, and JC is new to a bigger stage. But as far as upside, there's plenty of upside here. Anyway, so they took on Io Shirai, Cartoon Casey, as I'm calling her, and Kayden. KKK? That's not good. All right, so Kayden and Casey are, you know what? Kayden's fine. Casey has athletic talent, and that's it. Must be kicking herself because Ricochet, even though why you so bald, he's dating Samantha Irvin, who really can sing. Seek out the clip of Samantha Irvin. My fucking goodness, she really can sing. And also, since Casey exposed herself as being kind of a goddamn idiot when it comes to political beliefs, I don't really have a lot of sympathy for Casey. Anyway, so JC recovers from a miscue. It is what it is. Hey, she didn't land on her head like that dive, and she's thankfully okay. So there was scintillating camera work here. Absolutely scintillating. I did like how, after coming back from break, Mandy was viciously and violently scissoring Casey from behind. It was good work. Who doesn't enjoy a nice, vicious, satisfying scissoring? I know I do. Always delete your search history. And, okay, so by the way, there was also that screen. Remember a few months ago, for those that have been watching NXT for longer than this revamp, about a month or so, it might have actually been back in the summer, there was this screaming banshee idiot kid or teenager or whatever that was screaming in the goddamn crowd that wouldn't shut up, and it ruined one particular episode. I don't remember the exact one, but it was over that episode and maybe one other, because I think there were a couple that were taped. Well, that same kid or teenager or whatever, or possibly disembodied voice of a ghost is back screaming I was ready to summon the ghost of Chris Benoit to come back and take care of that kid. Maybe the parents, if that is a kid, can teach your kid to shut the fuck up. Use some duct tape, or maybe just teach your child boundaries and that, hey, some people come to enjoy a wrestling show, not hear a goddamn screaming banshee child. Fuck that goddamn person because they're goddamn stupid. And they're stupid and they're bad at everything, and they ruined half this goddamn show. But anyway, hopefully everybody else had fun despite the fact there was a screaming banshee there. Anyway, kind of reminds me of when I had a bunch of John Cena fans behind me and they wouldn't shut up at a SmackDown taping. But whatever. Wrestling's for kids. Clearly is in WWE's world. So, the match was fine. It did go a bit long, I will say that much. I don't mind seeing more Toxic Attraction, and they gotta call Io up at some point. I don't know what they're gonna fucking do with her, but call her up. They released a whole bunch of people. You can't tell me that Io Shirai being called up, say, around the Rumble would be the worst thing in the world. Zoe Stark apparently did suffer a serious knee injury after that botch in that ladder match, and is going to be out a while. In all honesty, even if she hadn't, could have broken up that team and nobody would have missed shit. So Gigi pins Caden. All right. And then Mackenzie interviews Pete Dunne. And, man, Pete is done with this shit. He's lost all his guys. Birch is gone. Lorcan's gone. Ridge Holland and his thick club got called up to SmackDown. And here's Carmelo Hayes and Tricky Ticky Williams. And I did like the one line that Dunn had. He says, "What are you on about, mate?" I don't know why that made me laugh. He's like, who the fuck are these guys? Like, don't they, like, what the fuck is going on here? What? Dunn seems so out of place in this NXT, even though he's very talented. Why did they interrupt Toxic Attraction celebration for this interview is what I'm wondering. You could have just stuck on Toxic Attraction, had the best seat in the house right there, and then gone to this interview, but whatever. And suddenly, we go right to another women's match from NXT UK, Kaylee Ray. I like Kaylee Ray. I just can't help it because they make her overemphasize this stuff. And then suddenly we come back to MSK outside of some building that they were going to see somebody. I don't know what this is. Are they trying to find the roots of MSK? Are they trying to get high? Because it seems like they were going to do something else, and then they got high, and then they got high, because they wanted to join the Mile High Club. And they probably think that's what that means. I like MSK as a team. I just don't understand what they're trying to fucking do here. And they need to go 420 miles somewhere. Yeah, okay, it's a stoner gimmick. They do it better than Riddle because MSK aren't shit people like Riddle. And then Kaylee Ray against Sarray. Okay, Kaylee Sarray. Sarray, whatever will be, will be. It will be a match that was fine. It was fine. I don't really understand what Sarray's character is. I don't think she really has a character. She's not bad. She's fine in the ring. Kaylee Ray is very good in the ring and has personality. Sarray does not, at least not yet. And there was a KLR, Total Request Live Bomb. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. KRL. Kaylee Request Live. There we go. Let's just call it that for no goddamn reason. Let's just go back to the past. So she wins. Sarray had some nice stuff and did do some good offense, but also put up a Twitter post. Why can't I win? This kind of stuff. I just don't. While they have released too many people, they also have some people that just don't fit where they need to find a way to make people work where it's not shit. So anyway, Joe Wayne Gacy is talking to Mackenzie Mitchell. Congratulations to Mackenzie and Vic Joseph, by the way. Like, they're going to watch this for their engagement. They're happy together, and that is good. Seriously, these crazy kids being happy together, that is all good. He talks about safe spaces and all that jazz. And now the soundtrack from Chicago is stuck in my head. They tried to make Renee Zellweger sexy in 2004. And I hated the movie because of that. I actually loved the movie. I just hated that aspect. So, Mania 32 clips, because they're going to have Mania 38 back in Dallas at, whatever the fuck, Cowboy Stadium. I'm just going to call it that. Cow wow wow, yippee-yo, yippee-yay. They want 2 nights of that. They aren't going to fill that goddamn. They'll get 50,000 each night, I'd say, at the most. I'm just saying, if they fill that thing twice in one night, Vince is going to go, ha ha ha, record-breaking profits. Fire 50 more people. Vince, we need wrestler. I don't care. I'm a genius. Ha ha ha. So anyway, then we get to Boa with weird face paint on, taking on Joe Wayne Gacy. I don't know why Boa is. I don't know why the face paint's here. I don't know why Gacy is here. I don't know why any of this is happening. And So we suddenly get weird spoopy music where Boa is possessed by something. He chokes out Joe Wayne Gacy, and that's a DQ, and then Joe Wayne Gacy is smiling. And I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. I did it. Okay, was that his idea? Did he know that music would anger Boa? Did Harlan play it? Did Harlan just decide to do this? Doot, 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 play music, and that was it. Why? Some of this stuff happens with no fucking explanation. And then they try to explain, and the explanation is worse than anything else that anybody comes up with. So, and then they have easily one of the worst goddamn things that has been on any WWE program all year. And I'm including 24/7 stuff, any of the bullshit they've done with the women's division, any stuff that they've done as far as making Lashley seem like a goddamn goof before, or, well, you know, all the... Lashley, actually, some of the stuff they did with Lashley was questionable, like him jobbing to Goldberg, and some of the stuff. And now they got a video of Ikemen Jiro that I can't fucking say. And I know some people like him, and I'm just saying, I'm going to get a little angry here. But there's been some praise on the show. Ikemen Jiro and the corpse of Kushida's character. Because Kushida's fucking done. Congratulations, NXT. You have made me not want to see Kushida on television. You took a guy from New Japan with all the goddamn hype in the world who wanted to face heavyweights and face some heavyweights and everything. And yeah, he's had injuries and he's had stuff and that happens. But you're teaming him with one of the worst fucking gimmicks that I've seen in a while. And I know some people like him and that's fine. You can like him. I don't care if you like him. Because you're not me. And I'm not you. Because otherwise, I'd be you, you'd be me. And it would be weird and you and me makes three. And I think that makes it all right. And I don't know what I'm on about. Because this fucking gimmick is stupid. Stupid. Did I mention it was stupid? It's infuriating to watch this shit. Some of the worst they found their own goddamn Michael Nakazawa. Now this guy actually can work in the ring, but they found their own Michael Nakazawa. Somebody where I'm just like, I don't want to fucking see this. This is stupid. You are Japanese, I'm Japanese. What the fuck happened to Kushida is what I wrote down. Oh, and Diamond Mine's watching this, and Ivy Nile decided to pick up the goddamn room and throw it because she's that strong. Mackenzie was interviewing Solo Sikoa, and then Grayson Waller comes in. I don't know what Grayson Waller's character is. I don't care. LA Knight. What has happened to LA Knight? I wrote down. Jacket time. I want whoever booked this. I want whoever created this gimmick. I want whatever creative minds came up with this. I want them to have the worst fucking Christmas possible because this is embarrassing. If this is a Vince McMahon creation, then I honest to God hope that Vince McMahon's brain fucking rots. If it's Bruce Pritchard, same thing. Johnny Ace, he ain't got a fucking brain. And Kevin Dunn, I hope he friggin' bites down his goddamn teeth and they shatter into his goddamn skull like he's a zombiever that got mutated and everything. Jacket time versus the Creed, my sacrifice brothers. I don't care. I think, Ikemen got pinned because, they took the jacket, the source of his power. Oh, no, it's like Samson. And then I did like one exchange with commentary here. Wade, you can be a real a-hole sometime, Beth says, and Vic says, true. I don't know why that made me laugh. Good. Jiro, one of the worst fucking gimmicks I've fucking goddamn seen. A fucking goddamn fucking wild fucking took the fucking pin. And Odyssey Jones shows up and attacks Roderick Strong. Because we're not done with that. There are some good components even in this match. And Ikemen Jiro. So anyway, Toxic Attraction talks about their dominance. How they have inserted their dominance. Repeatedly stamped on and everything. And, stamped on and pinned me down. And I lost my train of thought right there. Always delete your search history. Don't judge me. Stop judging me. They talk about how they're dominant. They're dominant and everything. They're going to hold the gold for all that. And then Raquel Gonzalez pulling up. I'm not going to say the person, but Mexi Maga. Thank you very much to a particular mutual of mine for coming up with that. That is a really, really good thing. Is it hilarious? Yes. Is it offensive? No. Because if Raquel Gonzalez is going to be that kind of goddamn idiot, but then again, she's dating Braun Strowman, so naturally with how stupid, or Braun, whatever the fuck he's going by now, if they're going to be that goddamn stupid, then fuck you. You deserve every bit of critical, evisceration that you can possibly get. Keep my title warm for me, she says. Anyway, so then Raquel calls out Dakota. And then Dakota comes out. And then Cora Jade attacks her because Cora Jade was drug around by her hair by Dakota last week. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. And it looked like, Cora was like this. And then Raquel stopped her. And it looked like Cora was going to hit her. And then she's like, oh, this lady's taller than me. I don't think Cora Jade talks like that. But she's like, oh, you're taller than me. Shit. I should do something. Hey, look over there. Somebody's trying to climb over the wall. Where? Ha ha ha. Anyway. I guess they're going to have an uneasy alliance. You want a piece of her, but she's mine first. No, this is like, look at me. Dakota is mine now. Chase University, Gabriel, you dumbass. That's all I got out of this. I don't know why Andre Chase is, but whatever. So, the grizzled hung veterans are soon to be recognized as ripping off Uber Eats from people's phones and getting free food. Because if you can cheat a stranger, you can cheat behind the referee's back. Remember when the grizzled young veterans were allowed to wrestle and show a little bit of personality but told stories in the ring? Why are they doing this? Why? Why? Who thought this was a good idea? Whoever thought it deserves to be slapped. Not as much as the person who came up with Jacket Time. God damn it. It's like the Killer Bees, only worse. Anyway, so suddenly we have Grimes versus... I did not catch the name of the enhancement talent, and it's nothing against him. I seriously missed it. I apologize. Grimes gloms him. Duke had shown up and was trying to distract him, but no, that didn't work. The crowd what's Duke to fucking death, and then he calls himself like Easy Money and a hick and everything. He's Easy Money. He stole it from Duke's poker table. And it's like, no, I don't know what I'm on about right now. Why is this a feud? Grimes played him, and he took all the winnings to the moon, while Noah by nature would want to go to the Duke. I don't know why this is a feud. They're going to have a poker showdown next week. It's like Super Showdown, except without any Saudi blood money. Or maybe possibly less bone saws, I know that. Oh, that'll put butts in seats is what I wrote down. God damn. So, we have LA Knight against Grayson Waller versus Solo Sikoa. They really do have something with Solo Sikoa here. He wrestles barefoot, and he kind of reminds me a bit of Fatu, the future Rikishi, when he was part of the Samoan SWAT team and the Head Shrinkers, because he's got the bloodlines. Yes, if you'll see what I did there. They have no idea what they're doing with LA Knight. I got a question. Why did Knight take the pin? Why didn't Waller take the pin? This is not even anything personal against Grayson Waller. I just don't understand why Knight, who even at, I believe, 37, 38, he looks great, great personality. You could keep him around for a while, but let's just have him in pointless feuds and taking pins for no fucking reason. Mackenzie is in interviewing Persia and Indy. Indy talks about, how she wants to touch her sexy Dexy, as she wrote down. Or as she said, as I wrote down, because, I mean, granted, somebody did write it down for her, and she had to try and make it work. Tony D'Angelo shows up and says he's going to beat Dexter Lumis down, and Indy's going to be back on the market, and then hands a fish to hand to Dexter Lumis. Hands Indy a fish. Oh, he'll get the message. And hands Persia some money that she puts down her dress, to be that money. They are towering beauties that have worlds of potential. So anyway, we get UK tour footage. Earlier, we got one from Rex Steiner. That's his fucking name. And also Ciampa, who sounded really rough. Is Ciampa okay? Genuine question. He sounded rough. So, Elektra Lopez is hoping that Zion Quinn is watching her maul Erica Yen. Okay. And she mauled her pretty easily. And then calls out that she wants Zion Quinn in the worst way. You stop thinking about it. You know who you are. I know you're thinking. You stop it. Get some help. She asked him to join Legoland Phantasm. No, he won't. He says, I just can't, get down with Legado. So, Wild shoves him, because that's what you do with a 6'8" guy that can, instantly fist you down. And trust me, you never want to mess with a 6'8" Australian, New Zealand man that can fist you down. I know from experience. Always delete your search history and don't ask me. He gloms them both and then spins Elektra around, and it's like, I've had the time of my life, and there's sexual tension in the air. But seriously, it was amazing. God, that was so much goddamn steam. I had to wipe off my television. That fogged up the goddamn television so much, I thought it was back in the PS1 and N64 era. I thought it was Turok, the dinosaur. Moving on. That was kind of funny, though. We get War Games on December 5th. Ow, popped my neck right there. And Pete Dunne, he's doing his entrance. We go to break. O'Reilly is not sure what he should do. He should probably go and find Tony Khan's number once his contract's up and just go there, because he'll get comparable money. And my God, even if he's on Dark and Dark Elevation, it'll be better than teaming with heavy metal Von Wagner. So and by the way, Imperium shows up, and then Heavy Metal Von Wagner shows up, and we're getting that for the tag titles. Why? Why do they do these makeshift tag teams? Do they not respect real tag teams? No, this is Vince McMahon's land. They don't. So Carmelo with Tricky Ticky Williams took on Pete Dunne. Okay, this was a match that certainly existed with action and moves and stuff, and I didn't care. Dexter Lumis shows up and scares Tricky Ticky Williams, joins commentary, says absolutely nothing, so right there he's better than Michael Cole and a lot of WWE commentators. And we get distractions. Gargano reaches up from under the apron. He is suddenly a face now. Great. I need to see more Gargano on my television is what apparently NXT officials are saying. We need to piss off fans specifically that have supported brands from day one. Day one-ish, if you will. No, that's Solo Sikoa. Bitterand 1, 2, 3. And we're probably getting done Gargano and Lumis with somebody else against Tricky Ticky Williams, Carmelo, and a couple other people in War Games. I don't know. Who are we getting in War Games? Who are we getting in War Games? Are we going to have an intergender War Games, perhaps? Or are we going to have somebody else team up with another group to take on Legoland Phantasm? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we here at Price is Right Wrestling would like to remind you to control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.